And to start with, how do you interpret the strategic objectives behind Israel's intensified strikes in southern Lebanon?
In fact, these attacks are quite substantial, and some of them target Hezbollah-affiliated infrastructure, or let's just call it the incubating environment for Hezbollah, which is located in the south of Lebanon. And in fact, the warplanes of Israel have targeted a lot of areas incubating Hezbollah in the southern Dahia, or suburb of Lebanon. We know that Hezbollah rejected Hochstein's proposal. Hochstein, of course, is the UN envoy of peace to Lebanon, and Hezbollah is actually not so on board with this proposal because the amendments proposed by the UN, in fact, guarantee that the Israelis are going to infiltrate into locations that are affiliated with Hezbollah strategically and historically. You know, right now, as have happened in 2006, we might find the same thing unfolding again.
Dr. Odeh, what are the implications of the Israeli occupation forces' expanded ground operations in southern Lebanon for regional stability?
In fact, this is a very important question, because what the Israeli occupation forces have been doing for nearly 2 months right now is a grand incursion into the Gaza Strip, and as well they are practicing genocidal genocide right now in the south of Lebanon. That's what they're doing, because they are targeting not just military centers but civilian venues as well. They are striking areas in Syria, because they're claiming that these areas are right now used as arms reservoirs, and as well they are striking a lot of areas in Iraq, because they're claiming that they are hosting a lot of Shiite Muslims that pose a lot of threats to them, according to their allegations. You know, Israel, after the flood of Al-Aqsa, they have been targeting all axes of resistance in the Middle East. And I believe that the Israelis are going to start targeting more places, more venues in Iran as well, maybe. Because, you know, there is a lot of discord between Iran and Israel and Tel Aviv right now. And this situation, if it didn't get contained, it could actually result in the outbreak of an overarching regional war in which other countries like Russia could take place.
Yes.
Or could play a role. And so the conflict unfolding in Gaza is going to jeopardize the Arab national security. And that's actually what is happening right now, because Israel is expanding the scope of the war, as we can all perceive. And of course, these escalating military operations by the Israeli forces are going to, of course, hinder the maritime shipping movement in the bodies of water in the region. And as well, this is going to destabilize the sales of arms, the sales of all kinds of goods and commodities. And right now, we're going to see that the region might actually get dominated completely by the Zionist lobby. And I think that the meeting that was held in Riyadh and the representation of Egypt and Jordan in this meeting attests to the fact that these Arab countries that participated into the Riyadh summit, in fact, understand very well the jeopardy and danger of Israel.
Dr. Odeh, how significant is the death of Hezbollah spokesperson Mohammed Afif in the context of the ongoing escalation?
Today, we are actually caught in the dark. We don't know the political significance of this death yet, but I think that this death, in fact, is something ambiguous for all of us.
So with the mounting casualties in Gaza, what does this mean for the Palestinian resistance and the international humanitarian efforts?
In fact, humanitarian aid, regarding humanitarian aid, there are reports that prove that only 15 trucks are allowed access into Gaza. And of course, this does not suffice to provide the nationals of Gaza to have access to food and water and medical supplies. And we can here perceive the goal of Israel. And, you know, they just want to terminate and liquidate this cause of Palestine altogether. You know, the cabinet government of Israel, in fact, ratified a secret agreement which is some kind of a plot to level all the entire perimeter of Gaza. And they are doing this leveling in Gaza secretly and in a very clandestine manner because they want to get the settlers to relocate to the Gaza Strip. And as well, they want to displace Palestinians from a lot of regions like Beit Lahia in order once more for them to establish permanent settlements.
Yes, I get your point, and I'd like to thank you very much, Dr. Ramzy Odeh, for sharing your perspective. And as these developments unfold, the international community closely watches the evolving dynamics in the region.